guys, welcome back to the Vanity. It's Jennifer. So today what we're going to do is a first impressions on some makeup items that just came out from Smith & Cult. I know that they made nail polish, but I did not know that they were coming out with makeup. And when I was browsing through Ulta to figure out what I wanted to spend my Ulta points on, I saw all the makeup that they had come out with and I thought, that's great. I love using my points to try new brands and get a wide range in their collection. And then that way I'm not spending a good chunk of my own money. Plus I combined it with the Ulta 20% off coupon. So just a little bit background information on Smith & Cult. They are a cruelty-free, vegan, and gluten-free company. So if that interests you, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so the first item that I'm going to use is the Smith & Cult Untouched Skin Brightening Foam Primer. This is just supposed to have instant radiance and it's a peach primer. You can apply alone or apply under makeup to prep. So we're going to go ahead and shake it up. And it is in like a little aerosol. Okay, so I don't know how much you need. I'm going to start with that. Oh, that's really weird. It's got a light smell, but nothing too intense. I'm not really sure. There, now it finally seems like it is going into the skin. So far that feels pretty good, actually. It feels slightly tacky on the skin. I'm not really sure what the reasoning is behind making it a foam like that. I don't know if maybe based off of the ingredients there's some reasoning behind making it a foam, or if it's just supposed to be gimmicky in that way. I don't know. But so far it feels pretty good. It doesn't feel like silicone-y or anything like that. It has a slight tack to the skin. It does feel hydrating. I do notice it kind of is blurring a little bit. It just kind of helps even out the skin tone a little bit. I want to say some of the coloring is clinging to like my acne area here a little bit. So far, it ain't bad. It's not doing anything crazy. So next up, I picked up their foundation, the Smith & Cult Veiled Threat. It's a weightless micro blurring foundation. I did a quick look at some of the ingredients and just some popped out to me. I'm not a person who analyzes ingredients that much, or I recognize some of them, but there is dimethicone in here. I also noticed that there was alcohol, and one of their claims is that it's supposed to be hydrating with aloe gel, but the aloe is at the bottom of the ingredients list, not at the very bottom, but it is down low there, and the alcohol is before that, so I'm not sure how much moisturizing you would see from this foundation. But it is supposed to blur, which again would be a good reason why that dimethicone is in there. The color that I picked up is 160 Neutral. You can use with fingertips, brush, or sponge. On their little video on Smith & Cult's website, they are using their fingers. I'm going to go ahead and use a sponge, but I am going to start applying it with my fingers. And that is one pump. You do get 1.1 fluid ounce in here. I believe this was $40 some. I will leave everything linked in the description box below if you guys are interested in checking those out and checking out prices. This is available at Ulta, so I just saw that it was a new brand. Not a new brand because I know that they've made nail polishes, but I didn't know that they had any makeup products, so I think this is fairly new. So I believe this is a Real Technique sponge, and I'm just going to use that to blend this out. Okay, so far with the one pump, I feel like that is pretty good coverage for me. I don't think that I need anything more. I can see some of my acne still coming through. It does feel lightweight. I don't notice that it's accentuating my pores or anything like that. Like, that looks pretty smooth there as far as what I get when I get a nice application, a nice smoothing foundation. I feel like it's doing a really good job at that. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and just put some concealer on. Tarte Shape Tape under my eyes. I'm going to set it with the NYX Banana Powder like I normally do. Then I'm going to come back and do the cream blush that I picked up. So I'll be right back. So next up, we're going to go into the Smith & Co. Flash Flush Cream Velvet Blush. And the color that I picked mine up in, as you can see, is right here. And the color is called Cool Plum. I thought it would look very pretty with the eye product that I picked up today. So what this item says is lightweight cream to powder blush and silky pore smoothing formula and long wearing velvet finish. Apply to cheeks, blend with fingers. I feel like I am going to use a sponge. Yeah, we're gonna use a sponge. Let's go ahead and swatch it. So it is a creamy formula. It doesn't feel greasy. It almost feels a little bit dry, and then when you go ahead and start to blend it out, it definitely feels like it goes more powdery than creamy. So as you can see, it really shears out, so don't be afraid of the color. I feel like you'd definitely be able to build it up, but that's just like a nice natural flush. Maybe I'll try it with my fingers first. Just kind of dab it, because it's creamy enough that you can do that. So I think they give a nice flush to the cheeks, but I do want a little bit more, specifically like through here. So I'm gonna just dab back in, and I think I want to work one side at a time though, so it doesn't dry and stick in the spots. I think the light rubbing motion kind of makes it blend a lot better than the tapping. No, and it's not disturbing the foundation at all. It's not clinging on any of my dry patches or anything like that. So like I said, I feel like that really light rubbing motion is the best if you're going to apply it with your fingertips. I think it's quite pretty. It just has a really nice natural flush to the cheeks, and it applied beautifully. So this so far is a win. So before I move on to the rest of the face, I will do off camera just setting my face. I think I'm just going to set through here to make sure that that chin area doesn't move. Everywhere else doesn't feel too tacky, so I'll definitely start here and then use a light dusting of the powder everywhere else. So I don't throw it off. I am going to go ahead and use a powder that I know works, which is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose. The color that I have mine in is 10, which is the fair to light shade. And then I'm going to pop on a highlighter as well, which I've been using the Mary Luminizer by the Balm in my Project Pan this year. So I will go ahead and pop that on and be right back. Okay, so next up I have the Smith & Co. Glitterbaby Metallic Shift Eyeshadow. The color that I picked up is the shift from blue to pink. And you can see it right here. I am going to grab the little box, see if it says anything specific on it. Nope, just says color shifting liquid, glitter shadow, and intensifying black micronized pigment, and buildable crease proof finish. Apply to lids, smudge for a smoky effect. So when I watched the little video on their website with these, they did just apply all over the lid and then just kind of pat it out with their fingertip. I think I am going to lay down just a light crease shade first, just in like a neutral brown, so I don't just have blue sort of gradiating up into my crease. So I'm gonna just go ahead and do that real quickly. Just gonna grab the Sigma E40 blending brush, and then I have this Z palette full of things. I'm gonna grab this neutral brown, which is an Anastasia eyeshadow in the color Fawn, and we're just gonna buff that into the crease real quickly. On the lid, I just have the shape tape, and the banana powder. So we're just gonna lightly put this into the crease so it's not just naked. All right, so let's swatch this baby here. And it just comes in sort of like a lip gloss type of container. Ooh. Yeah, you can definitely see the shift. I'm not picking up so much pink on the viewfinder, but I don't know. I definitely am in real life. Like, it definitely looks more blue on the viewfinder, but in real life when it's like hitting right here and I'm seeing this section, it looks pink. But I'm not able to show you the pink shift on the viewfinder. So what I think I'm going to do is just apply it straight to the lid, and then we'll tap it out. Wish me luck. Just concentrate it in the center, and then dab it out. Ooh, that is pretty. I'm concerned about blending it out. I'm just kind of tilting my head back here so I can get into the crease. I definitely feel like it's starting to dry now. It's not as wet. It's not moving around as much with my finger. I think it went on fairly well. It definitely looks more blue. I'm not getting a lot of the pink shift like it said it was gonna have. We're gonna go ahead and pop that on the other eye. But the glitter doesn't feel gritty like you would expect from a glitter. It definitely, like, the more you rub this, the more intense it kind of seems like it's getting. All right, and here we go. It's getting tacky now. That one I kind of went down too far. It's a little messy. Clean that up some with my sponge. Just tapping leftover concealer on there to kind of blend that out. Now I feel like this one has more than the other one. This shade reminds me a lot of the blue that's in the Dose of Color Katie and Desi Francation palette. I kind of think I want to put some of it on the lower lash line and see how that does. So I'm just going to get some off the applicator and put it on a little smudger brush like this and add it to the lower lash line. I'm going to take that other brush and smudge it out before it dries. Dabbing it with the finger is great, but not for a shade of this intensity. I can definitely see what they're saying with that black base behind there. In the tube, I wouldn't think that it would get this intense. But that is definitely a smoky eye, ain't it? Definitely a smoky eye. It's a look, man. It's a look. I think I'm still going to add a little bit more to the lid. Why not? This I'm just going to do with my fingers just to intensify that a little bit more, and we're just going to dab it. That is a look, people. That is a look. Okay, so this is a look, huh? It's definitely intense. It's definitely more of an evening look, although it is like 11 o'clock, and I'm gonna go ahead and rock this blue, glittery, smoky eye that I got going on. So the next two items that I picked up are some lip products, and I did kind of already peek at them, although I didn't put them on. So they're Prismatic Lip Sheen. It says Fraction Prismatic Lip Sheen. The color that I picked up is nude pink. When I was reading the reviews on Ulta's website, there was a few people that said this was way too glittery, and then there was a few people that said nude pink was absolutely to die for. It's the color that you need. Looking at the product in person, it definitely has a pink shift to it, and a peachy type of base. I don't get where they're picking up nude from at all. I'm not reading nude at all. This looks like something Too Faced would come out with, like a unicorn tears, mermaid vibes. It has a very fine micro glitter in it. So as you can see, it definitely has a shift to it. And I wouldn't really consider that a nude, but we're going to go ahead and put it on. It definitely has a balmy texture, and you don't feel the glitter at all. I have to say, I don't think these are my favorite. I don't know how I feel about this one, but we're going to go ahead and take that off. What I also picked up is a lip gloss, so we're going to take this off, then we're going to put the lip gloss on. Back to the lip balm real quick. On the box it says it's a multi-dimensional glittery lip balm and has hydrating coconut oil and moonstone powder and long-wearing moisturized finish. Yeah, I do agree. As far as the balm texture, it feels fine. So, but the next item that I picked up is their Hydragloss. It's their High-Pigment Lip Gel. The color that I picked up is in Blush. I wanted to go, they had like more of a mauve-y color, but I thought maybe the cool tone in this would look really good with the eye that I had picked out. Looking at the color in the tube, this is slightly too pink for what I normally like to go with. But this says it's their Lip Memorizing Elastic Gel and Nourishing Raw Squalene, and it has a long-wearing bleed-proof finish. So it has squalene oil in it, huh? So that's the lip gloss there. It does have like a light pink tint to it, almost like a bubblegum pink, which is not normally what I like. I would say texture-wise, it feels more of like a glossy balm to me. It's definitely thicker than a balm, but it's not sticky like some glosses. So if you have a problem with sticky glosses, you'd like this one. It feels almost buttery on the lips. Even though the shade I feel like is pretty light, you're not getting that weird creasing on the lips with the color. So it just looks like a nice wash over the lips. Yeah, it's not settling in. I think maybe mixing the glittery balm shade with the lip gloss, I would like it more on its own, but the gloss I feel like is a winner. I'll have no problem using it. Let's go ahead and zoom you out, and then I'll recap on the Smith & Cult items that I just tried out. Okay, recap. Let's go back to the primer. So far I feel like it did a really fantastic job. The scent on this did linger a little bit, but I don't smell it anymore. So like maybe if you wash your hands right after you put it on, or you wash your hands before you go to work or something, you're not going to continue to smell it. If you're sensitive to scents, it does linger a little bit, but I don't feel like it's really intense. I like the hydrating feel that it gave to my skin. I like what it was doing for my pores, and I like that it had a little bit of tact. I feel like it was going to help the foundation stick. So this so far, I like it. The foundation, I think it's a win. I like the finish that it gives. I like the amount of coverage that it gives. I like that it feels lightweight. So this I really, really enjoy. It comes in a nice glass bottle. It definitely has the pump. It feels luxurious as far as the packaging. Like, it doesn't feel cheap. It's pretty weighty. And I think the color match was really good for me, and I like the way that it applied. I also like the fact that I feel like I could apply it with my fingers. I feel like it would be a good foundation for that. It just kind of would warm up in the fingers, and I could probably use it for like a concealer as well. Just go right up to the under eye, and I feel like that would be a nice, quick makeup look. And it does dry a little bit, so it doesn't stay super tacky. So if you are dry skin, I feel like you might even be able to get away with not setting this. But I did really enjoy this. Ooh, the blush. This I really like. I am kind of curious to look at the other shades that they have, but I know I do have so many blushes right now. I have some powder colors that are similar to this that I really enjoy. I like the idea of having the cream to layer them up. I feel like, though, for a cream product, this is truly one that I feel like dries down to a powdery type finish. There's no tack left on the skin, and it's not clinging to any of my dry patches or anything like that. It's not clinging to anything. It's not moving around my foundation. I feel like it shears out really well, but you would be able to build it up. So if you were medium to deep, you could definitely intensify it and make it work. And yeah, so I really liked this one. This was a win as well. Oh, the eye product. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a pretty beautiful smoky eye look. I could see myself wearing it out, but I also feel like I have another color that would do a similar look, and I'm going to show you guys. And it's so strange, I feel like, because as you rub these, that black base, I don't know if it just shows up as it warms up, but it definitely intensifies it, and it doesn't swatch out like it does just right off of the doe foot applicator. So I feel like I could get a similar look to this using the Desi and Katie Dose of Color Francation palette. They have a beautiful blue in here. It has the same type of purpley blue shift to it. It doesn't have as much glitter, so I feel like on a more mature lid, you could definitely get a similar look. So you can see they both have that really intense flash of blue. They definitely both have a black base. This one clearly is definitely, you know, it's just more reflective. But I feel like on my eyes, that also looks a little bit chunky, a little bit thick, but I haven't really noticed too much fallout. There's a little bit, like a tiny, tiny bit through here, but not very much. With this Francation palette, you do get some fallout as well, not very much, but I feel like I'd have a little bit more control using the powder than I do using this. But if you just want that look, you could go with one or the other. Like if you're looking at the Francation palette and that particular color sticks out to you, then you would absolutely love this. I'm a little bit disappointed though because it doesn't have the pink shift as much as I thought that it would looking at the container. I don't know. They also have a blue, which is pretty intense. I'm just like, this looks straight up blue. Pretty darn similar to me. Pretty darn similar to me. So that, I would say, if there's a particular color, I think the formula is great. You will enjoy it, especially if you like those really bold metallic glittery looks. I think it's very pretty. It was fairly easy to do. With some of the more everyday colors, I feel like you'd have a nice one and done type of look. And maybe they're not all that glittery. But I just wanted to throw it out there that if you do have the Francation palette, I would say skip it. If you don't have the Francation palette and that blue color speaks to you, you could get the Pink Shifts Blue. Or the Blue to Pink Shift one. That's what it's called. Okay, so as far as the lip products, I'd have to say that this balm, let me get the container so that I can actually read what it is. The Prismatic Lip Sheen, I would say, is a pass for me. If you guys don't like any glitter little particles in your lip product, I would say that you're not going to like these either. They do have some interesting colors though on the website. I believe they have like blue and black and purple in this pink. Just a lot of really out there colors, so that's kind of interesting. If they came out with this formula in colors without the glitter, without the prismatic part of it, I would absolutely pick one of these up. I feel like it's a nice balmy texture. I would really enjoy it with like a nude or just like a nice sort of neutrally peachy pink color. But the glitter is just not my jam, but again, I can use it with the lip gloss. And the lip gloss I love. I'm a lip gloss girl, and this lip gloss is great. Like I said, it doesn't feel sticky. If you absolutely despise sticky glosses, you're gonna love this. Like I said, it feels more of like a balmy gloss than actually a lip gloss. If you compare it to the Buxom glosses, those are definitely a little bit thicker and stickier feeling. They also have that menthol cooling and lip plumping, whereas these don't have that. It's just a nice, moisturizing, comfortable gloss, and I love it. Love it. So that is everything that I tried from Smith & Cult. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments below which product you were most excited to see me try, and whether or not you'll be picking up any of the new makeup products that they come out with. If you have any recommendations for their nail polishes as well, I'd be interested to pick up some of those. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking time out of your day to watch one of my videos. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!